How can you use the strategy make a table to compare different rectangular prisms with the same volume? Let's take a look at this problem, and it's going to make it very clear why we would want to make a table. Adam has 50 1-inch cubes. The cubes measure 1 inch on each edge. He wonders how many rectangular prisms, each with a different size base, that he could make with all of the 1-inch cubes. So I'm going to start brainstorming and think, well, I could make a rectangular prism that looks like this. Excuse my drawing, please. That's 1 by 1 by 50. 1 times 1 times 50. That is using 50 1-inch cubes. That's one way. But now I need another way. So, let's see. Okay, I could use a 2-inch base. And that might look something like this. So that would be a 1 times 2 times, 25. So that's one other rectangular prism that I could build using 50 1-inch cubes. So what other base could I use? How about a 1 by 5? A 1 by 5. What would that look like? All right, please excuse my very quick drawing here. So 1 times 5 times what is 50? Oh, that would be 10. So I know these aren't to scale, but the point I'm trying to make is I'm drawing all of these out and I'm trying to see all the different bases, but it's taking me too long and it's a lot of ink. So I'm going to move to the strategy that we're learning today, and that is make a table. Here is the same exact problem, but I'm showing you that I can build a table to solve this problem quickly. So I just want to remind you all that base is the width times the length. So this is actually your width times your length. That makes your base of your rectangular prism. So if our base is 1 times 1, that's the width and the length are both 1, then our height is going to be 50 because we're trying to get each of these to have a volume of 50 cubic inches. And I'm going to label that here. So that's one way. Let's try and come up with another way. What if it's 1 by 2? Then we would multiply it by 25, and that would still give us 50. Can we do 1 by 3? Would that make sense to multiply 3 by something to get 50? No, it doesn't. 4? No. How about 5? Can we say 1 by 5? Yes, because 5 times 10 is 50. So you see how this is moving along a lot quicker than when we were drawing them out. How about a 1 by 10? Is that possible? Yeah, because 10 times 5 is 50. Moving right along. Is there anything else that I could multiply 1 by? How about 1 by 25? 25 times 2 is 50. I'm coming up with all kinds of different rectangular prisms. And I could just continue on with this pattern. I could say 1 times 50 times 1 and just keep going. But now there's nothing else that I could multiply by 1. So I'm going to move on to 2. 2 times, we already have 2 times 1 up here. So I'm not going to repeat that. 3, 4, no, I could do 2 times 5. That's 10. And then 10 times 5 is 50. And keep going. So when I'm all finished, I'm going to answer the question, how many rectangular prisms could he make with all of those cubes? And so I'm just going to count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I came up with 10 different rectangular prisms that could be built using different size bases. So give this problem a try and check your work with mine. I'm going to build a table. I want you to as well. So go ahead and check your work with mine and see if you came up with 9 different flower boxes. At this point, I want to stress to you the importance of staying organized with your table so that you don't miss one. Notice I did all the 1 bys first, and then I moved on to the 2 bys and then the 4 bys. If you do that, you won't miss any by accident. Here's one for you to try on your own. I just want to draw your attention to one important detail. The height of the stones must be 3 inches. Okay, give it a shot and then check your work. So I came up with 6 different paving stones, and I want to point out a couple of things right now. Before I started, I knew that in my table, I could fill out this column right here, the volume column. I knew all of those were going to equal 360. And I also knew the height. I knew that the height was going to be 3, so I could fill that in right away. Then I just had to figure out, what do I multiply by 3 to get to 360? And I figured that out. That was 120. So then I came up with a list of all the things that I could think of that would equal 120, with the exception of no width or length of 1 or 2 inches. So I started with 3. And I was able to come up with this list by making a table. Practice another one on your own. Make sure you give it your best effort before you check the answers. This was probably the most challenging problem so far in this chapter, but notice I had to read the directions very carefully to realize that the length was twice the depth and the width. So if you look here, I'm going to highlight for you that this depth matches the width, and the length is twice that. So I filled out my depths first, matched those with my widths, and then the length was 2 times that. From there, once I had my table filled out, then it was easy to find out the volume of the different swimming pools. So here, right here, are my answers, and they are labeled properly. Here's the last problem for the day. This one should be a little bit easier, so go ahead and solve this, and you're ready to move on. So here's the list I came up with, but I checked the answer key, and the answer key is 10, but I can only come up with 9. So can you be smarter than the teacher and figure out which one I missed? All right, that's all for now. Bye.